That's fine. That's fine with me. I'm gonna end this part where I started. What I want us to do is honor the kid inside of us before we were domesticated. And I'm going to give you 2 gifts, and it is beyond belief to me, really, why we ever let go of these gifts. But if you look at a 2-year-old, you look at a 3-year-old, they say it's the 2s, but in my opinion, 2 prepares you for 3. A 3-year-old has both of these gifts and knows how to use them really, really well. And the first gift is the word no. No, 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 no. Be honest with yourself. How many of you are trapped, are paralyzed because you wouldn't dare say no? Because the price you would have to pay appears to be too great. So rather than saying no, we abandon ourselves. We abandon ourselves. Most of us are really, really good at abandoning ourselves. We say no to make everyone else happy. So this, I give this to all of you. And the second gift that every 3-year-old and every 4-year-old, when they see something they want, it's going to make them happy, going to bring them joy, yes, yes, yes. Say yes. Say yes. Buy yourself a gift this year. You deserve it. You are worth it. Say yes. Say yes. These are the gifts. Yes, no. Use them. What I would love to hear is your feedback, your comments, your thoughts about the last hour together. Specifically, if anyone had a real breakthrough tonight, and as a result of the experience we did with our partner, if you're going to go home tonight and I'm never going to do this again. Or I am going to do this because I love this.
Okay, for Christmas I put, oh no, it was Thanksgiving. I won't be the same unless I see all of my family. And I have a brother who's been estranged from the family, about 1.5 years, 2 years. And I was thinking it wouldn't be the same unless he and the kids were there. But, I mean, I want him there, don't get me wrong. But if he doesn't come, it would almost ease everybody's tension, because then we're going to wonder if we're saying the right thing, or if he's going to, leave again and not talk to us for another 18 months to 2 years, So, in a way that was a breakthrough, like, it will be okay if he's not there, but if he's there, I will be just as happy. But it would be nice, if the tension weren't there.
It's a great example, and I think it's a belief that many of us have inhaled, that the perfect Christmas means the whole family is gathered round, regardless of what the atmosphere is like when the whole family's gathered around. And what you're saying is that, of course you would like him to be there. That would be wonderful. And if he's not there, or if she's not there, Christmas will be different, but different isn't necessarily horrible. Different can be maybe even more delightful because it won't be as tense. The stress level won't be as high. Freedom, that's freedom. That's an identifying a belief, and it's examining it. Is it true? Is it true? Maybe it's not true. How do I feel? Ooh. How do I feel when I don't? Free. Yay. Thanks. Yes?
When I was reading these, I thought to myself what our beliefs are and what our kids are. And I'm not saying little, let's say of teenagers, children who are adults. I thought it would be interesting to ask my teenagers these same questions. Because what we build up in our head, all the things we have to do for them, but we have to make the Christmas cookies, and we have to do this. And like you said about your son, where he was like, I don't care if you do this. So all this pressure on ourselves, thinking this is what the kids want, this is what the family wants, when they may not really care, and we're setting ourselves up to be exhausted and frustrated, and they may not care.
You know, that's a fascinating thought. If we were able to talk with the people in our family, and let me well, she's laughing. That wasn't the end of the thought. All right. I'm going to start with kids. I have a 15-year-old son, and one of my beliefs is Christmas won't be perfecto unless there's a huge stack of gifts. You know, there's got to be a lot of gifts. And if you're 15, you like small, expensive things. You know, and the truth of the matter is, and I rack my brain trying to think of, you know, the little silly filler things to make the pile look bigger. And my hunch is, if I said to him, honey, how would you feel if I gave you $137 cash, you know, wrapped it up in a card? He would say, perfect. You know, I would be free, he would be. Another thing I think that would be really interesting is that if we did, well, two things. One is if we asked our kids what they think the perfect Christmas is, because a large part of their response will be a reflection on what we've taught them. So at a young age, we might be able to undomesticate them and, you know, free them up before they end up horizontal in a therapist's office. But to my point with you that you were laughing about, it would be interesting if, I don't, all right, I'm not even going to say it because it's way too Norman Rockwell. These families don't exist, so I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Do you know what I was going to say? No? Well, it was like if there was, oh, you know, it was like if there was a perfect family and they could talk with each other about what they really wanted for Christmas. You know, what a really happy Christmas would be. But I don't want to set anyone up because, Lord have mercy, in my experience, that doesn't exist. Anybody else?
Well, there is one thing that I paid attention to that I was kind of surprised. For me, I'm going through a divorce right now, and so the tradition had always been go to my husband's side of the family, or everyone would come to my house. My mom would come over, and we would cook everything, and having to separate all the damn leftovers and all the dishes and everything. And this year, because I'm not with his side of the family, my mom and her mom, we're going out to eat. And I'm excited about that because I don't have to do dishes. I don't have to cook.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was excited, and I'm actually surprised that I don't care.
Well, but you do care. I mean, you do care. You're excited. You get to go out to dinner for Christmas because you're getting a divorce. So the divorce has freed you up to, you know, have a great time. I think that's incredible. There's many versions of this quote, and I am going to probably misquote it. But it's something like, what is it? It's something like, it's not about what happens to us. It's about how we respond to what happens to us. And based on my experience, some of the time, the only thing I control is my response to life. There are times when I don't feel like I have that much control over my response to life. But when I do have control over my response to life, that makes me feel good. You know, that makes me happy. And that's what you're doing. I mean, why didn't I get divorced earlier? You know? Yes! Where are you going to go for dinner? Do you know where you're going to go for dinner?
We are going to Hoffman's house.
Yes! That's great. It's reformatting, it's reshifting, it's, I must do Christmas this way. Is that true? Is it really, really true? Who are you when you do it that way? If you didn't do it that way, who would you be? Going off to the Hoffman house for dinner. It's great. Thanks. It's a great example. Thank you so much. I want to share two things. One is, if the best Christmas for you this year is to buy airplane tickets, go to Dolphin Beach with her and hang out and just totally skip all of it, and you need permission to do that, I'm going to give you this. Yes, 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 yes. I listened in on a teleconference the other day. You know, it was an expert. You know how I could tell this woman was an expert? And actually, this woman is kind of an expert. But she had a lot of initials at the end. Yeah, letters, initials, letters. Whole bunch of. She was an expert. And the topic was coping with the holidays. And when Kelly and I first met, she said that I was going to do a program on coping with the holidays. And I said, I don't use the word coping. I mean, I'm about living with the holidays. I think we can do better than cope. I want to do better than cope. I want to live. We can live with the holidays. So this teleconference was for therapists, you know, counselors, psychologists, you know, all those learned people all over the country, you know, sitting to hear coping with the holidays. And what she said is, you know, when dealing, I had to laugh, when dealing with people, I'm not laughing at this part, I'm going to get serious. When dealing with people who have lost a loved one, they should hold on to some of the traditions for Christmas. You know, they should hold on to some of the traditions, and maybe they'll want to change some other ones. You know, and I wanted to raise my hand. If you want to throw out every single last tradition this year, you go right ahead. There's no shoulds. You know, you get to decide what works best for you. So I was really surprised that she said that, and I was really disheartened that as an expert she shared that with all these other experts. So I guess the only good thing is that then that makes my message all the more valuable, because you get to decide. We all get to decide. There was one other person that wanted to say something.
I had my hand raised, but we actually just hit on it, that in many ways traditions are wonderful. They are memory makers, they are connectors, they are bonding, and much of what you read in the literature talks about the importance of building traditions. I think it's when we can't let them go, when we can't decide it's time or it's okay to change some traditions.
Yeah.
So it's finding that balance between the wonderful aspects of it and when we're held hostage to it.
Yeah, yeah. Nobody needs to live in pain. You know, if you are doing something because you should and it causes you incredible pain or even not so incredible pain, come on, you know, release it and free yourself.